Hey, what's up, guys? It's Apollo Uchiha here, and welcome back to my channel. Today, I am back with a new short movie. The name of this short movie is What If Naruto Was Reincarnated into Another World by the Sage. And yeah, guys, it is an unscripted short movie. Now, before continuing, the shout out is due where it is due. Shout out to Jimmy Daisy Dice for suggesting this idea. Now, moving onwards, make sure you leave a like and subscribe to my channel if you like the content of this channel, and follow me on my Meta What If channel as well. And by the way, stay tuned for a story there. It will be uploaded shortly after this one. And yeah, without any further ado, let's begin with our today's short movie. Our story begins in Konoha Gakure no Sato, 16 years after the Kyuubi attack and a few months after the pain attack on Konoha. As we go towards Hokage office, where we see Tsunade Senju, and in front of her was standing Naruto Uzumaki. Naruto, I am sorry to say, but your promotion has been denied again. I see. So, what do they want me to do now to prove that I'm much more than just some burden or whatnot, as they say I am? Said Naruto in a defeated tone, something that was not usual for Naruto, as now we see Tsunade, who has overseen the boy's growth, was quite saddened by this, as she then said, I honestly don't know, Naruto. Fine, Bajan. I'll just leave, okay? Yeah, I think you should. As now we see, Naruto begin to leave. After leaving the Hokage office, he was walking down street towards his home. As we see, Naruto was hearing murmurs, the same murmurs that he has been hearing since he was a kid. Oh, there he goes. He's nothing more than a trouble, even if he isn't the Kyuubi. He made a lot of show on the Kyuubi attack, almost releasing the damn Biju on us. And if not that, all the trouble that he brings. The Akatsuki, the pain attack, all the suffering because of him, and him alone. As Naruto narrowed his eyes, because he has been doing this for a while, but now it was getting hard. He has been used to hearing these words and ignoring them, but now it was hard. Why? Because he has put everything, every ounce of his effort and strength into saving them, trying to prove that he was not the monster they thought he was. And yet they were not. Very clear-sighted to see that. As now we see Naruto walking until he stumbled upon a shop. It was a dango shop in which he saw Kiba Inuzuka and Hinata Yuga seated. As Naruto saw that she and Kiba were having a good time, Naruto chuckled before leaving. The girl confessed to him, and after the whole fiasco that happened, Naruto went to her only to find out that she, well, had change of heart, as she said, and realized that Naruto was a monster, as her parents have told her. So Naruto was now completely distanced off from everyone. Each one of his friends, even his own teammate Sakura, was on distance. Why? Because she was fearful that Naruto might do something, and that she was the one who called out his name, yelling when she was in trouble. He has been saving them since the beginning, especially her, and this is the thanks he got, isolated by his own friends, or so-called friends. As now we see, Naruto entered inside his room after entering the apartment as he settled down. Quite quite shocked at how the world works. One person who is giving all his efforts, but all in vain, for the people who will never recognize him. As unbeknownst to him, this was being watched by Kami, Yami, and Shinigami, and Sage himself. What do you think, Sage? Do you think that this world still deserves our child of prophecy? No, I have given them enough chances. They certainly don't. The boy has suffered enough. More than enough, I might dare say. And yet they haven't changed and are keep on demanding more and more from him. Sooner or later he's gonna burn out. And that is something that I cannot allow to happen. You know, said Shinigami, there is a world similar to this one. And they don't have a child of prophecy. You see, unlike this world, who had a chance but ruined it, that world wasn't given a chance. And there are some good people there. You really think so? Yes, the boy has lived a horrible life. But if given a new chance, he might be able to live a happy life and be with the people who really would adore him and love him. That is correct, said Sage as he looked towards Shinigami. So what are you suggesting, Shinigami-sama? Should we? No, I have a plan. There is going to be a meeting soon, said Kami as she stood up. We will wait until then and then arrive ourselves. But Kami-sama, you going there will be overkill. I mean, if I alone go there, these people might be afraid, but you? They will be downright terrified, and that is something I want them to know. To be very afraid of the consequences of your own actions. And that is why it is necessary that I go down there. Are you sure? Of course I am. Now we wait. As a few days later, as Kami predicted, Naruto was called again by the council chamber, because Danzo has called for another meeting, seemingly finding a flaw in the mission that he has recently done, which was a suicide mission nonetheless. As Naruto arrived there, we see Naruto had bags under his eyes because of less sleeping and because of the, well, depression that he has been hiding. As Naruto witnessed that this time around, the clan head's kids were also there because they soon were going to take over the position of their parents. As Tsunade then said, "Getting Naruto Uzumaki, you are now called here for investigation because of fraudulent activities with the last mission. There are some fundings that you have received have gone missing." That is a bunch of bullshit. I did not do such a thing. And you think we will take your word for that, boy? This time around, we have got you, Uzumaki, and you will be sent to prison. As Naruto looked towards the others, as he sighed, what could he expect from them? They were his friends once, not now. Or were they even his friends from the beginning? They might have been just using him. As Naruto looked towards Tsunade, as he then said, Bachan, seriously, I don't even know what the hell is going on. I was paid like what? 2,500 ryus for this? If you want, I can give them back to you as well. You're saying that we are paying you less. Of course you are. That is a proper Genin payment. For a S-rank mission, that is not. As now we see, that is when Kakashi intervened and said, Naruto, please, you're making this worse for yourself. Don't talk to me about that, Kakashi. It still sends it to you, said Sakura. As now we see Naruto looked at her as she flinched and looked down. As that is when the situation got worse, as they were now blaming Naruto one by one and were reciting his punishment, as he was trying to say, Are you guys deaf? I said I didn't do it. If you want, you can ask Yamanaka-san over there to walk through my mind, and she can see for yourself. Nonsense, we don't want to interfere with the QB and its host. As that is when we see Sakura then sat up and said, Naruto, you're creating a lot of mess and problems for most of us. Haven't you given us enough headaches already? Headaches? I have given you headaches? I've been trying my best from day one since I became a Genin to save your ass and your damn puppet Uchiha. And this is the thanks I get, even after saving your hinds from the Akatsuki? You are making me consider what I did was indeed wrong. I shouldn't have saved you all. How dare you, Uzumaki? After everything this village has done for you, this is how you repay us, biting the hands that feed you? Oh, Danzo, you never did anything for me. It wasn't Sarutobi, or the Ichiraku guys, or Tsunade or Jiraiya who has ever done something for me that could be accounted for. The rest of you? No, never. As that is when we see a bright light emerge out of which Kami, Yami, and Shinigami walked out alongside with the sage. Who are you people? I am Kami, Yami, said Yami. And then Shinigami said, I am Shinigami. And this is the person you know as the Sage of the Sixth Path, Hagoromo Otsutsuki. You think you can come here and we will believe you? As with a snap of Kami's finger, the person ceased to exist. What did you do? I erased him from existence. Soon he will be gone from your memories. As their eyes widened, and that is when they felt true fear. What Kami, Yami, and Shinigami-sama want from us? We are actually here to retrieve someone. Who? Said Naruto. You, Naruto. Even the Kami doesn't want you here, Naruto. Hear that? Said Sakura. Of course we don't want him here. As Naruto flinched and looked down. Because he is our precious child of prophecy who was sent here to save you and whom you have threatened for the last time. As that is when their smile fell and fearful feelings begin to rise in their pits of stomach. What do you mean by that? He's nothing more than the Jinchuriki of the Kyubi no Yoko, a monster in its own right. He brings nothing more than bad luck. Those were tests set by us to show that he has the good character. And he certainly did. But, you see, your world is set for doom, and he was the key for saving you. And now that you have failed to make him realize and doubt, and he has beginning to doubt himself, we don't think that it would be necessary to save you all, because you have destined yourself to be ruined alongside you, the rest of the elemental nation as well. But you can't do this to us, said Danzo. We did not knew. Of course you did not knew. It was a test, you idiot. Why do you think we have sent him here in the form of the person you hate? He had a kind heart. He opened up to all of you. And you have shattered it again and again and again. Except for Tsunade. When this world ends, Tsunade, you will be united with your family because of that reward. Aside from that, you all will be awaited at the gates of hell. Oh, I will have a field day with all of you once you come there, says Shinigami, sending chills down everyone's spine. But Sage, please, you have to give us a chance. We did not knew. Naruto, please, you have to tell them. What do you say, Naruto? Do you wish to help these people? Or do you wish to reincarnate? Reincarnate? What do you mean by this? You see, there is a world out there that is said to be doomed. That world hasn't been given a chance, unlike this one. That is now for sure doomed. It is up to you to go there and be their child of prophecy. It will be certainly different from this one, but it will have the same people. But they will have different mindsets altogether. An alternative reality. Said Naruto, yes. And Kurama, my son. Yes, father, said Kurama, as the fox appeared on Naruto's shoulders, and everyone flinched because they realized it was Kyubi no Yoko. Wait, so the Biju was? Of course I was. I was sent here alongside my siblings after his death to give you the knowledge of the sage and the will of Ninshu. But all you saw was mindless beasts and monsters who you could control as weapons. So you mean you held and barricaded the knowledge from us? How could you? How could I, Danzo? How could you ask for such a thing after what you have done? You and your ancestors have used me and my siblings as weapons and tools of war and destruction since the age of the villages have created. As after that we see, Danzo remained quiet. Kid, I think it would be for the best. Look, we may not have started on good terms, but we can start now. How can I do this? Naruto, you can't be considering that, said Sakura. What about your promise to me? What about our friendship? Oh, now you call your friendship? What about the past few months that I have been ignored and, have been treated like trash, like pariah? I thought after everything I have done. Quit your nonsense, Naruto, said Shikamaru. Please, you can't just abandon us. We are your friends. We are your family. How can you do this to us? You never were my family, Shikamaru. You only saw me as a tool. Didn't you? So much for the smart Naras, huh? Even now you look quite stupid, so stop doing that. You know for yourself that the people here, they don't see me for who I am. Now they realize just how valuable I am. They think that they can have me back by just apologizing and whining. You can bitch and moan around until the end of time, but I don't care. Because I stopped caring a long time ago. You wanna know why? Because I put everything on the line, even my life, for you people. And what did I get in the end? Isolation. Hate. Now all I can say is, said Naruto, congratulations. You just have destined yourself to be ruined. Because I, as sure as hell, I'm not gonna save you, even if I don't reincarnate. As he looked towards Tsunade, who then sighed and said, You can do whatever you please, Naruto. Don't care about us. At least for them. These people have made you suffer. Funny thing is that I have some sort of closure, knowing that you will be going to a safer place, and once I'm dead, I too as well. If you wish to, you can leave now, Tsunade, and unite with them. Shizune can leave too. Wait, really? Yes. Then I will go. No, Tsunade-sama, you can't abandon us. You have to help help us, Naruto, to remain here, please, said Ino. I'm sorry, but yeah, you're on your own now. This is the bed you made? Now it's time for you to lay in it. I'm not gonna help you all. You can all help yourself. I'm ready to be reincarnated. Your memories will be taken from this world. All the past traumatic events will be erased. Kurama will remember it, said Sage, but he will train you over time. All the knowledge of your techniques will be passed down to him, and each and every Uzumaki scroll, jutsu, as well as symbol, everything will be erased from this world because this world doesn't deserve them. No, that will leave us to ruin. You already are ruined, Danzo. What's the point of giving you a little bit of safety? I'll be taking that as well. And soon enough, everything was taken, and Naruto, with a snap of a finger, was now engulfed with bright light, and so was Tsunade and Shizune, who too have decided to leave. As after that, we see Naruto's eyes opened after being engulfed by a light, and there they were, Minato and Kushina. As Minato, as usual, was fearful, as Kyuubi from within Naruto saw that his other counterpart of this life was also doing the same thing as he was. And so he decided to intervene. He sensed chakra pulses across Minato and gave him memories until Minato came face to face with him. Kyuubi-san, call me Kurama. How is this possible? What are these memories? These are the memories of mine with your son. If you do what you're going to do. But how am I gonna save them? There's only one choice. Use the same seal that was used on Kushina. I will handle the rest. Leave the other matter to me. But what about my other son? I have a plan. Just give me your body for a few minutes and let me talk to myself. Oh, all right. I'm trusting you, Kurama-san. You don't have to worry about anything, Minato. I have made a promise to the sage to protect your son. Please do. As now we see, Minato's body was taken over as his eyes were red and whisker marks appeared as he looked towards Kushina. Kushina, hold on to our children. I will be back. As after that, Minato disappeared and now stood atop of the snot of the Kyuubi. As the rampaging Kyuubi saw something that made him shocked. How is this possible? Is this some sort of genjutsu? Said Kyuubi, standing through Minato's eyes into his own counterpart. No, it's not. How can you be here? There's only one Kyuubi no Yoko. How can I trust you? It is because Father sent us here. Reincarnation. Technique. Why would Father reincarnate you? I'm not alone here. You see, a soul was brought here. The soul of the child of prophecy. He's here? Finally? After such a long time? Yes. But for time being, you have to combine and merge with me. Why should I do that? Because of only that, we will be able to share our memories, and then you will be split into your own consciousness, but your chakra will be half, while I will be the other half, and will be still within my Jinchuriki. Oh, alright. As after that, it was said what was Kurama has said to other Kurama, and after that, both Kuramas combined and then were separated into yin and yang, and were sealed within Naruto and Menma. As Minato knew what he had to do, and using the new seal that was placed on Kushina the same way as she was younger, he sealed the Biju by splitting them into two, and saved the elemental nation, and then he saved his wife and himself as well. As now we see, Minato was still shocked at what he has seen, the memories, all that hatred by the same people that were cheering for him, until he heard the voice again. You don't need to worry about that. Hopefully these people will be different. What do you mean by that, Kurama-san? These people, by I mean that the counterpart, our ones, they were not. You see, a child of prophecy is needed for each and every world to be saved. Otherwise, the elemental nations and each of its counterpart is doomed, or set to doom. Naruto was their counterpart, and he tried his best. I've seen his memories. He's went through literal hell for them. All for to what? For him to be framed again and again of extortion as well as fraudulent activities and whatnot. They tried to stab him in the back multiple times, even his own friends, and in the end, when he finally gave up, they realized what he was truly worth when the sage revealed that he was the child of prophecy, their anchor, their savior, and that is when they realized just how foolish they were, and tried their best to hold him back, make him stay, but Naruto didn't, thankfully enough. So, So what now? What now is that we keep this between us. You can share this with Kushina and Jiraiya. These are the only people I can tell you to trust. But do not trust these people. See for yourself if they are worthy of him. And only then we'll see where to go with this. As after that we see, Kushina became worried that her husband was way too much quiet. As she then asked him, "Is everything alright, Minato?" "Yeah, everything is fine, Kushina. It's just I've been thinking about something." "Thinking about what?" "I'm gonna tell you once we get home." As after everything went down, it took them 2 days after the council meeting to get home. And after 2 days, we see, once they arrived home, it took them a week to settle in. And that is when Minato couldn't hold it within. "I need to speak to you about the events when you asked me back then. It has been already 14 days, Minato. 2 weeks have went by. What is it?" "I spoke to the QB." "What? You did what?" "Not to our ones, but for a different one. I I spoke to the counterpart of the QB, and it was already within Naruto since birth. How can that be? Our son is a reincarnation of himself from another counterpart of our world. How is that possible? I honestly don't know, but I saw visions, Kushina. Genjutsu, not a genjutsu. I saw events fall down in the future. If we had used the Hakai Fuyin like we were told to, then things would have been way much worse for Naruto and even for Menma maybe. How can that be? I have seen him struggle. He has went through literal hell, Kushina, said Minato as he wiped tears away from his eyes. And these people that we call our friends, and he called his friends, all betrayed him. And only it was intervention of Kamiyami and Shinigami giving him another chance, our world another chance that he was here and saved. Otherwise those people would have killed him. Our Naruto. We were dead in that universe, Kushina, and he was orphaned. And he was raised like one. He did not knew who he was. He was never treated fairly. Our son even survived a winter outside in the streets of Konoha on his own, said Minato as he wiped his tears away. As Kushina was also by this point quite sad. "So what are we gonna do? We can't rely on anyone." He said the same thing. He also said we can trust Jiraiya and Tsunade, the only people who stood by Naruto's side. But we have to test them first, to make sure that they are trustworthy or not, because they were the counterparts of our world. And we can't trust anyone. Certainly can't. That much is for sure. So how are we gonna do this? I don't know, honestly, how are we gonna do this, but we have to try. As they didn't have to look any further because there was a knock on the door, and in came Jiraiya, one of the legendary Sanin, and Minato Sensei. "Well, Minato, I heard what happened, and to be honest, I'm quite proud of you how you handled this matter. And I'm thankful that you didn't use the Hakai Fui in listening in to Danzo and the others. Yeah, it's honestly kind of shocking that they were basically placing that seal in front of me like they wanted me gone by using that, making me into some sort of a trophy hero that they could worship on later on. Yeah, it's honestly disgusting. Sensei had tried to warn you multiple times to not do that, right? Yeah, he has been telling me to not to. But I was going to do it since I've learned it, until I changed my mind. Oh, thank God you did. I don't know what caused it, but thank God it did. So, where are my godchildrens? I heard there are two of them. Yeah, but wasn't there supposed to be one? Like, it's a miracle, I guess. Or maybe the diagnostic was wrong, said Minato as Kushina nodded. You know, these doctors these days don't even take their job quite seriously. Of course they don't. So, where can I meet the little munchkins? Where are they? Oh, they're here, Sensei. As after that we see Jiraiya met with the two of them. They're wonderful. I'm proud of you, son. You as well, Kushina. As Kushina and Minato smiled. Hey, Sensei, about the prophecy. Oh, now is not the time to think about it, but why are you asking it? Well, I was wondering, who do you think the child of prophecy will be? To be honest, I don't know. Only time could tell. I mean, how do you expect me to pick a child out of the two? That would be favoritism, or quite not favorable to the other one. As Minato smiled, realizing that his sensei was same as in this world as he has seen on the other, or maybe even more better. You know what, sensei? You're right. But to be honest, I'm quite worried that the moss person might attack them again. So what's the plan? What do you mean? I mean, it's obvious that you are quite unsafe here, and I don't certainly want my godchildren to suffer. So, what's the plan here? Do you know of a safe place where we can train them and raise them, away from Konoha and the other prying eyes? Many. But the most safest would be a hut that I have built for myself while staying at Mount Miyaboku for my training. There are quite a wildlife there that you can use to hunt and survive out there as well. The food might be bland, but we'll take it. Food is a necessity to survive. That is all there is to it. But what about the village, Minato? The village will be taken care of by Hiruzen-sama until my children are prepared and ready for the world. And so, after having a discussion with Hiruzen, who was given the hat again, we see that Minato and his family left. And so, Jiraiya and Minato and Kushina begin to raise their kids. As time began to pass by, Naruto began to grow up into a prodigy who was not arrogant but quite empathetic towards everyone and was quite kind-hearted as well as knuckle-headed. But not only that, when it came to helping out, he will lay down even his life to help out his friends. And as for his brother, he was a little bit of arrogant, but if anything he would listen to, even more so than his parents, it was his Aniki, his older brother Naruto. And no matter how arrogant and cocky he becomes, he would respect his brother no matter what, and always listens to him, and is always forever grateful because he has seen his brother's memories, unbeknownst to everyone, by the help of Kurama, who have made him realize that he needs to work hard, or what could have his life been if Naruto wasn't here, or the world would have been doomed, as Kamiyami and Shinigami have said, and it was saved by Naruto. But Naruto didn't care about that. All he cared about was that he had a nice family. And not only that, we see that due to Kurama's memories, Kurama knew what he needed to guide Naruto to. So, even before the catastrophes, Naruto was able to not only help Kiri with the help of his family in the middle of the rebel war and help rebel wins, but also lifting up Yagura's curse and him resigning instead of killing himself. And as for the Three Tails, he then decided to join Naruto with the help of Kurama, because now Kurama had one plan and one plan alone, to take his siblings away from the cursed imprisonment. And so the next target was Suna, before Gaara could be made into a Jinchuriki at a later age, surprisingly enough because of the difference of this world which was found throughout by Jiraiya by them. Kyuubi decided to act now, and taking his chance, he decided to steal his most annoying brother yet. Five Tails and the others were freed, and so they decided to take them as well, after having a talk with them. As this was going on, Minato has revealed everything to Jiraiya, and Naruto was already aware of it as well, but only a few fragments while the rest of the memories were taken off from him because Kyuubi didn't want him to suffer, and have warned the others to not reveal this to the others or even to Naruto himself. As this was going on, the Elemental Nation was in quite a stir because there has been a talk about a blonde-haired child that arrives and takes the Biju away while the Jinchuriki lives without being a Jinchuriki anymore. The people doesn't hate the Jinchuriki any longer since they are now not the host of the Biju, and this gives them a chance to live their life normally. Prime examples were from Taki, known as Fu, and the One-Tails Jinchuriki soon to be, which was Gaara, and the many others. The only Jinchurikis that were living well off were Ichito-Nin and Matatabe the Two Tails, and Killer Bee and Gyuki the Eight-Tail Octo Ox. As for the rest of the Bijus, they were now with Naruto, as they were already aware of the memories and how the future will turn out to be. As soon as they listened that their father had talked about this child and even mentioned to him on his face in his memories that he was a child of prophecy, they realized that he was the one that they were told to wait for. And now that he's finally here, they're gonna make sure that he is well protected and nobody tries to harm him. As after 15 years worth of training, we see that Naruto and Menma were ready. Aniki, do we really need to go back? Well, it's not our decision to go back there. Menma, we have to otherwise, or, you know, the village might send hunter ninjas after us because it has been 15 years, almost a decade and a half since we were gone. I don't like that place. It's our home. What's there not to like? I mean, father and mother have quite fond memories of there. Some of them are fond, Naruto, some of them are not. Geez, what is wrong with all of you? Why are you so quite uptight? You don't know, kid. The people of those village, they're like alligators. At one moment, they could be like the nicest, cutest thing to you, and then the next thing, they're the most predatory out there. They're quite dangerous. Not in a sense that they might attack you or assault you, but they might use you. Oh, I see. As the Namikaze Uzumaki family returned, we see that Hiruzen was waiting for them there, and that is when a family welcome was given back by Konoha, but Minato kept them at arm's length and was acting as a Kage quite diligently, as Kushina was now an instructor in the academy. As for Menma and Naruto, well, they were partnered up with Sasuke Uchiha, whose clan has perished, and none other by Danzo Shimura himself. His Aniki was the one who laid down his life, and that is why he hated the village because they allowed Danzo to escape. As Naruto saw this, Naruto felt empathetic towards him, but already knowing what Sasuke has done to his brother, Menma was quite arrogant and cocky towards him, and he had the skills to back up, unlike Sasuke, who he beat into ground. Menma, that is enough. Why are you beating the crap out of our teammate? He doesn't deserve to be here. He doesn't deserve to be the teammate of ours. Jeez, what has gotten into you? Nothing. I think we should request another teammate. We haven't even given him a chance. We don't need to. And we certainly don't need this sensei. And may I ask why I'm not fit to teach you? Because you're worse than trash, Kakashi. Said Menma. What did you say? You let your teammates die. We have known. And we can't trust a sensei who has already failed his own teammates. I can't trust you with my life, and I certainly can't trust you with mine and my brother's life. As Kakashi looked down, oh, I see. That was rude, Menma. You don't need to say that to them. You don't know, Nissan. I hate those people. I am not gonna trust them blindly. Just because they are nice to our parents doesn't mean they have to nice to us. They might be even using us. And I'm not gonna stand for that. If you can't see that, then I will have to for the both of us. That is some one thing that I won't listen to you, even for you. Fine. I apologize for what he said, Sensei. No, it's fine. I I understand. As after that, due to Menma's request and Minato and Kushina's approval, Kakashi surprisingly and much to his shock was changed, and Tenzo was placed in their stead, and so was Sasuke. And instead, it was now a new girl known as Yakumo Kurama who was placed here, as people told her that she was dangerous, but Naruto and Menma helped her out, and because of that, she fell in love with Naruto. Because Naruto's diligence and his ability to go to far lengths for his friends was something that she adored now. And because of that, we see she began to fall in love with Naruto. But Menma was okay with her because she was the only one who hasn't interacted with from the memories he had seen. So he was cautious, but he was friendly with her. And as time passed by, the Team 7 that was now under Tenzo was working quite greatly and efficiently, doing a lot of D rank missions, C rank missions, and even B rank, and even A and S rank missions, becoming the most proficient and work efficient team in the whole Konoha, and even in the Land of Fire itself, making a name for themselves and a lot of friends and allies. Because Naruto, even though he has been sent on missions by Daimyo himself to Eva to meet their Daimyo, has made friends there. And surprisingly enough, two hot-headed found one another falling for one another, especially Kuratasuchi and Menma, because Kuratasuchi was also a hot-headed person, and so could be said for Menma, and which was quite cocky, who was quite cocky and arrogant as well. And surprisingly enough, two opposites attracted, and they fell in love. While both Yakumo and Naruto were quite happy about this, they had a mission to complete, As soon as they returned, though, there was a letter that was sent there by Oniki, and it was quite a threatening letter, but the main goal was to form a political alliance through marriage, and so it was decided. His little brother was going to marry, and Naruto was making sure that he was making fun of his brother by teasing him as much as he could. Stop teasing me, Nissan. It's not funny. It is. I mean, who would have thought my little brother would be the first one to get married? As Menma was blushing, but Naruto hugged him. You know, I'm happy to be your older brother. I'm proud of you. As Menma hugged his brother and cried, Thank you for being my Nissan. As this was going on, Minato and Kushina also joined in, and there was a family celebration later, and soon enough, the marriage date was coming near. And some of the other villages, due to this, I mean, were quite happy. Suna was already an ally, and Kumo has already good relations with Naruto and his family since they have helped out Yujito as well as B. And B was quite fond of the boy, and especially Gyuki and both Matatabe. So, because of that, they knew already that the boy was special and they needed a good alliance with Konoha. Kiri was already quite indebted to Konoha, especially through Naruto and his family, so they were okay with this as well. And in the end, knowing this that the five nations were joining in finally together, the others were quite overjoyed, knowing that there would be no war and there would be no casualties. But an organization far away in Amegakure was not pleased with this outcome, and they were aiming to ruin the best day in the life of the Uzumaki Namikaze family. The organization known as Akatsuki. And instead of Itachi, the member was Danzo and his root. So, all of them planned and decided to attack Konoha when they were at their lowest. As now we have a time skip to the wedding day, as we see Menma was standing there, as Naruto has proposed to Yakumo as well on the same day, while Menma was aiming to marry Kurotsuchi, who both were arguing at one another and were at each other's throats. As this was going on, Minato and Kushina were overjoyed, while Minato was crying, and Jiraiya, who was embarrassed, was making sure that he stopped crying as well, while Kushina was having a blast, while the others were quite far away. As Hinata Yuga, who was Naruto as soon as he has gotten back, was quite sad. She did not knew why, but she felt extreme amount of sadness. And as for Sakura, let's just say Sasuke turned out to be gay and he settled down with Rock Lee. Both of the guys chasing her were now, one of the guys who was chasing her, the guy she was chasing settled down, abandoning her and ditching her, which pushed her far into far depression that any person has ever gone. And since Tsunade wasn't there to be on her side, she remained as useless and weak as possible as ever. But as they say, there is always calm before storm. The storm arrived. As the Akatsuki arrived, Naruto and Menma took it to action, soon jumping into their sage modes alongside their father and their sensei. As Kushina unsheathing her katanas were also there, and then her daughter-in-law, soon to be, jumped in, as Kurotsuchi was using her Kekigenkais. As for Yakumo, she was using her genjutsus to fight back. As now we see Danzo taking this chance tried to attack Yakumo, but that is when KCM2 stayed activated for both Menma and Naruto. Using the QB state, both of them attacked, but that is when we see one of the person revealed the trump card. He had absorbed the Geromazo himself and has stolen a few ounces of chakra from everyone, and then consumed the everyone else due to Zetsu's help, mimicking the same ability as an Otsutsuki, and became quite strong, a hybrid humanoid monster. And so, using the silvery Rinneganish eyes, they begin to attack. As soon as they did, we see that something happened. Naruto became covered instead of golden aura into a whitish greenish aura, and because of that, Naruto became overpowering as well. His eyes turned into orange ones with slits in them. This was because of all the chakras of the different bijus being combined together, and the 9 biju chakra mode was activated. And due to this, Naruto was able to rival with the power of the person, and in the end, defeated in front of the whole Kages as well as the rest of the elemental nation. And in doing so, once he was done, unlike the previous world, Kurama witnessed the scene that should have been. Everyone was cheering for him, celebrating. and were happy that Naruto has saved them from a monster and catastrophe. After that, though, Naruto also rejoined and had a celebration, as well as the wedding that they all deserved. All the while this was going on, we go towards the other world from which Naruto was taken. They were given this severe punishment and was made sure that they sit through and watch all of this. And they were soon going to face their destruction anyway, because the war was on the horizon. Turns out after Naruto left, it was discovered by the rest of the elemental nation what they have done soon enough, and there was a war rampant between the five nations, because they too were doomed because of Konoha. Suna and the rest were now sided, along even the minor villages were sided with them, in order to destroy Konoha, and Konoha was soon preparing for its destruction, or going an all-out war, and this is what they have seen. And taking this chance, Akatsuki was already pissed knowing that the world was doomed, and not only that, they couldn't fulfill their plan even, also joined in to attack Konoha. As Danzo, who was the now sixth Kage, then said, "We have fucked up. How we can correct this, I don't know. One thing is for sure, it is all because of Naruto Uzumaki." As that is when a voice said to them, "Even in your end, you still blame the boy. Well, the one you should blame is you yourself. Now die, you rotten mongrels." As a meteorite descended from heavens, destroying them. But even in the end, they didn't knew peace, because even after the end, only eternity worth of pain was waiting for them. Because waiting on the other side was Shinigami and the gates of hell. As this is where I'm going to be leaving this short movie off, guys. I hope you enjoyed this one, and if you did, then make sure you leave a like and subscribe to my channel if you like the content of this channel. As this is Apollo Uchiha, and I'm signing off for the day. Peace.